Good morning, good morning, good morning, you lovely lot. It's an odd place to start the vlog, but I suddenly realised I hadn't done this. So, I'm in Morrison's toilets. Lee needs to come and get some bits he's seen, so he wants to do that. And I need to get some walking in, so I'm doing that. And we also need to go to Aldi. Right, let's go. That's pretty cool. Well, I don't know why I straightened my hair before I went out, because I've now got curtains going on from the rain I've walked through. I'd like to show you my lovely glasses. Now, I bought these in the sale at a garden centre several Christmases ago, and then put them by in the loft for gifts for people. And one set I did give as a gift, and then the other one has just been sat up. But look, it comes with a nice carafe as well. And I'm keeping it on the table with 4 glasses, so they don't get knocked around. Very nice. This is what I'm eating. This first thing I've eaten is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and this is the first thing I've eaten all day. It's leftover sausages from yesterday's dinner that the boys had, leftover vegetables from the dinner that the boys had, some grated cheese, and 2 rather soggy tartlets because I put them in the microwave. Mediterranean roasted vegetable tartlets. I've eaten so much over the last few days that I've just not been hungry, and I'm just getting peckish now at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm going to eat this. It's about 4:30 on Sunday afternoon, and I've realised that I filmed very little today. There's been a little bit while we were walking around High Wycombe. While Lee was doing his shopping, I basically did a route that allowed me to spin lots of Pokestops for my Pokemon Go game. It meant that I was getting some exercise, and it also meant that I was trying to catch a couple of Pokemon that I wanted to catch for the New Year event, and I was working my way through the challenges as well, so that was good. A few people have asked me what I am currently reading. Well, over the last 3 days, if I'd told you, it would have changed. So I did start to read another Andrew Taylor book, but not part of the Ashes of London series. This was one, Silence in the Something or Other. Hold on. So I was reading, let's start from the beginning. I was reading The Anatomy of Ghosts, which I said I was kind of enjoying. It's an Andrew Taylor book. It's set in the 1700s, 1786. Based in a fictitious or fictional college in Cambridge, and it was fine. It was fine. I didn't think it was one of his best, but then I like the Ashes of London series, and I like the Lidmouth series. The Lidmouth probably more than the Ashes of London. This is a book I read a little while ago. I think I told you about Only the Stones Survive, and it's an Irish sort of folk story type novel, Myths and Legends of Ireland, Ancient Gods and Goddesses. That was good. If you're into kind of fable-y, it's not lots of stories, it's one story. If you're into kind of fable-y Irish, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, sort of people. Are they people? Might be people. I don't know. But you know, people-y type things. People, beings. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Beings. Then this was a good book. I did enjoy it. I'm going to give it to my mum, see if she likes it. So anyway, after I finished that, I finished this one, The Anatomy of Ghosts. I then moved on to another Andrew Taylor book, because I thought, well, I'm on an Andrew Taylor mission, so I'll read some of these, because a lot of his are set in the 1600s and 1700s, and then the Lidmouth series is set in the 1940s. You have to, when you're reading historical type based books, you have to have your head in the mindset of how they talk and what they call things, and so it's easy to read a set of those books from a similar era one after another because your head's in that place. This one was not. This one I don't actually know. I think it's more modern day, and I think when it goes back to when this lad or this guy was a child, you're looking at like early 70s, mid 70s. I didn't get hugely far into it. I got, I don't know, 60 pages in or something, and it just didn't make me feel very comfortable. It's the only way I can describe it. And one of the things that was the final straw for me on it was he's just been told that this girl is his daughter, or this woman, young woman is his daughter that he knew nothing about, and she's come onto the scene, and he's been told by this dying woman who he had a dalliance with, the stepmother of a friend of his, back in the, you know, whenever, and this, you know, this child was the result of his dalliance, and he's just been told by this woman sort of on her deathbed that he has a daughter and she was waiting outside and she's in her 20s. And several times he's said things like, you know, she's put her trust in me, but I could do anything to her. And then they touch hands and he has a fleeting moment of desire. And I'm like, that's not leaving a comfortable taste in my mouth. So I'm just going to stop with that one because I don't know where it's going, and quite honestly I just didn't like the feel it was giving me. No. So I'm ditching that one. And then I started this one, which I picked up from somewhere, The Cleaner of Charters. And it sounds good, a compelling story of darkness and light, of traumatic loss and second chances. The Cleaner of Charters tells of the mysterious and elusive Agnes Morrel, whose little acts of kindness around a rural French cathedral touch the lives of others with consequences both good and ill. But when her tragic past is exposed, Agnes must face up to the truth of her origins. And again, I thought that was going to be really good. It's based at Notre Dame Cathedral, and I got a couple of chapters in and just didn't feel like it flowed particularly. And it's not like I've been reading easy books, you know. It just felt like it was a struggle to follow in places, just the way it was written. So yeah, I've ditched that one. These ones, see, these ones are good. These ones here, the Ashes of London series. I think that's book 4 or 5 in the series, and they're good. I like these. So anyway, there we go. Those are the 2 books that I ditched. The one book that I finished, and then another book that I finished. And I've moved on to this, which is Magic by Angie Sage. I believe it is a young adult book, I believe. And it's you've probably heard of it, the Septimus Heap Magic Wizardy Stories. I recognise the name Septimus Heap. And there's a lot of books in that series. And I just so happen to have the first one. So I'm going to read that. And I'm enjoying it. And because it's a young adult, or I think it's a young adult, it's just a bit easier to read than some of the stuff I've been trying to read of late. So maybe my brain just needs a reset on something easy. So there you go. For those of you that were asking me what I was reading and what I have read, that's what I've had in my pile and that I'm currently working on. I wanted to show you a couple of naughty gifts I bought myself. This is a Christmas puzzle that I'm going to do next year. The Christmas alphabet puzzle. It was £10 instead of £15. It's a 1,000-piece Gibson's puzzle because it was in the sale in the garden centre. And I've done one of these puzzles before, one of these, the way this is done, the alphabet one, but it was pies of England or pies of Britain. Can't remember. It was all about pies anyway. Then this one was in Aldi today. It was £6.99, and they've got, I saw 3 different types. Karnowski puzzles, you see, and it's a 3D one, and you can use an app, a digital app, and I guess there's glasses in there, and you can see different parts of the puzzle in 3D depending on the different glasses you wear. So, and that's a 500-piece puzzle. So there was a sea life one, there was a safari one, and then this one is like reptiles and a dodo, which is a bit strange. Reptiles and a dodo. Oh no, there's other birds. Reptiles and birds. There you go. So I've bought those for myself, which was a bit naughty because I really didn't need to buy myself anything this close after Christmas. It's not like I, haven't just been given a whole heap of stuff, but I wanted them, so I had them. The other thing I've been doing is clearing out the playroom because I start work not tomorrow but the day after, so Tuesday, and I just need to do a little bit of getting ready for starting back at work. The boys have brought in the inflatables from the front garden, and they're currently in the conservatory inflated and drying because we've had a lot of rain. So they are currently drying off in the playroom so that I can pack them away and they won't go mouldy or horrible. I've moved all the treats and put them in a cupboard. We've had so much in the way of treats, and we've got Christmas pudding tonight. That I'm packing them away for a bit, and we'll bring them out maybe through the next month. A lot of them are fine up until like February, so I'm just going to bring them out bit by bit as treats with a cup of tea kind of thing, because I just bought far too much. I mean, in fairness, my family I'm sure would just eat them, but they don't need any more sugar. So I've put some of those away for now, and I've just cleared the sides and put some toys out and bits and bobs ready for Tuesday, when I have a lot of children coming. I think I've got 6. Yeah, 6 all under 8. So that should be noisy, I'm thinking, actually. I am craving having a bit of routine back. I am craving having routine back because as much as I enjoy having time off, you just get into this stagnant pool of not knowing what to do. You don't know what day it is. You get up late, you go to bed late, you eat junk more than you need. There's no pattern or routine to anything, and it just, feels a bit weird. So I'm looking forward to some structure to my week again. I've also booked in the first 3 trips of the Thames walk with my sister. So we've booked in 3 dates for that. I've also been on the phone with Daryl and Keith, and I've booked in 1 date currently with them, but we're talking about some other dates. So we've got a few things coming van trippy wise. Yes, it's all coming together, and it was really lovely hearing what everybody has planned themselves for this coming year. At the end of my video that I did yesterday, that was what's coming in the next 12 months, and I asked you all to share with me what plans you had made for the next 12 months, if any. And it was nice hearing so many comments back on that video. So yeah, that was nice. I'm going to go now for a little bit, maybe sit and read for a little bit, and then I'll come back to you at some point. Might show you what the others are having for dinner. I finished off those vegetables and those little soggy tartlets, and that was it. That just the tiny hole that I had managed to work up an appetite in my belly for while I was doing my walking around Wickham, yeah, was filled up very quickly with that small morsel of food that I had. Just don't need to eat today at all. I think I'm like a tiger. I've eaten so much that I can go and loll somewhere and bask in the sun, if we had some sun, and digest for 2 days or a week and then eat again. Or maybe I'm like a snake. Maybe I'm like Nagini and I only need to eat once a week. I have so many fat stores from Christmas that's probably not far off the truth, to be honest. I wouldn't starve. Right. Now needs a breath of life. Come back to me. Burgers for my family. Well, quickly. And I've got just the burgers without the buns. Boigers without the buns.
Hey, so Joe Biden's been falling asleep at the wheel. Joe Biden.
I've got stuff stuck. Nicking all the lettuce. Does anyone want any more lettuce?
No, maybe if there's more to go.
You can have half a lettuce with me. There you go. Might need another half to hold it together, you see. Ow, vinegar hurting me.
Don't bite your nails then.
I know, right? Well, my lovely lot, that dinner was filling. There was me thinking I wasn't going to eat anything, but I did eat 2 burgers and some salad. And I've just managed to squeeze in a couple of quality streets as well. Now, tonight, Lee and I have got the next 80 Days Around the World, which is part 3 of the series, which is absolutely fantastic. We're loving it. It's got David Tennant in it, so what's not to love? We've also got the next episode of Dexter to watch, which we love. So yeah, we're feeling pretty chuffed about that. That's going to be our lazy evening, and then we do need to make sure we turn all gadgets off at 10 and start reading and stuff instead to get ourselves into sleep mode. I did that yesterday and it really helped. And I was asleep by kind of 11:15. So we've got another day of practice before we have the whole work thing to think about. I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry today's vlog has been quite nondescript, a bit of a non-event, but some days are like that. I'll see you all tomorrow.